Welcome to the show. It is me, your girl Labora Lee, aka Lee, and
You have now tuned in to Ambitiously the podcast.
Mhm. Now, if you have not noticed that I am losing my voice, but I'm going to try my best to power through this podcast tonight because one thing is for certain, I am very dedicated to this show, to my listeners, to I'm dedicated. So I'm here with the crazy voice and all, but I'm here. What you need to know is though, tonight is Wet and Wired Wednesday. Tonight is the night that we have the adult talk. We get into the taboo of the taboo and we talk about a lot of things. But before we get all the way into it, there's a few things I have to say. And I'm hoarse, but I'm going to say them anyway. First things first, you can call in, drop a comment, the call in number, or you could text. The call in number is 443-850-4828, 443-850-4828. You could also ask me to drop the link and I will, and you can be on the show as well. Um, it's crazy, y'all. If you would like to, you can drop a donation. I'm not saying that tonight, but please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Now, before I get into the nitty gritty of things, there's one thing I have to do because we gotta pay the bills. I'll be right back.
Want last minute brand design help? Get top tier Fiverr freelance creatives at your fingertips fast with secure payments and 24/7 support. Head to fiverr.com today and get something started.
Now, the crazy part is earlier today, I was fine. I had a few conversations and all of that. I don't know why all of a sudden out of nowhere I started losing my voice, but I'm here. I'm here and I'm here to do the show, and that's what's going to happen tonight. Now, tonight's question is, who taught you about relationships and how to be when you're in them? I'm going to tell you why I thought about having this conversation. So, you know, getting prepared for the show, I look and see what's going on. Was it the headlines, yada yada yada. And I thought, like, who exactly taught these people to love? And who taught them what love was, and who taught them what the structure of a relationship is. So we're gonna get to the why at first, and then we will we'll get to that part. We'll make our way that way. I am very wired tonight because a few things happened. I happened to be strolling through social media and I saw an incident where a young lady, let me see if I can find it really quick, but a young lady attending a HBCU, um, hold on, let me see if I can find it. But anyway, the young lady was arrested for screaming at back at the teacher. Um, the teacher had screamed at her first. Dang, I thought I had it, y'all. I'm sorry. But from the incident, the teacher was screaming at her first, and then she screamed back at the teacher. And because the young lady is African American, the teacher was of Caucasian descent. The young lady, because she did not apologize, the teacher called the police and had her arrested. What is wrong with you people? That's my question. What exactly who told you that we have to apologize for you screaming at us? Who told you that tidbit? Um, what makes you think that you get that much respect from an individual because you feel that I want an apology, and if you don't give it to me, then guess what? I'm gonna call the police on you. Really? Like really? All right, I'm gonna move on. Now they got me wired tonight with my hoarse voice and all, but we're gonna get into it. Now this happened in my city. And can I say, are you the dumbest criminal? like, you have to be the dumbest criminal ever. But anyway, so MFer, I'm not gonna cuss. Somebody decided that they wanted to go out and carjack a Uber driver at gunpoint, right? So they carjacked him. It hit Citizen. Um, they described him as a black male wearing a black ski mask and armed with a firearm. Okay. If I'm that Uber driver, I'm letting him have the car as well. So smart Uber driver. Then the police confirmed that a 2001 black Acura RDX with the Maryland tags, I'm not going to say the tags, was taken in carjacked. They did respond and, they took their report. But then this idiot decides that he wants to get rid of the car now. Yeah, that's what he did. So he goes onto Facebook and puts the car up for sale, and he's selling it for $5,000. Let's just say, yeah, he was caught. Let's just say he was caught. You have to be the dumbest criminal I have ever in my life encountered. I didn't even meet you in person, but I'll say you're a dumbass. Yeah, he had to get dumbass because, like, really. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it moving. So CVS and Walgreens are to pay $10.7 billion in settlement for opioid. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Opioid prescription lapse. So several allegations that CVS and Walgreens contributed to the opioid epidemic by failing to oversee opioid painkiller prescriptions adequately. They have settled for $10.7 billion. A portion of the funds will be distributed to local governments, and federally recognized tribes for abating and resolving the opioid crisis. According to reports, CVS will pay $4.9 billion to the states and political subdivisions, and approximately $130 million to tribes. In contrast, Walgreens will pay $4.95 billion in addition to $750 million in attorney fees and expenses. Whoa. Whoa. Listen, we have enough going on in this world that we don't need, like, come on, y'all. But I could say so much more to what's going on with pharma corporations, and I would include CVS and Walgreens as such because they do provide pharmaceuticals. And I'm just gonna say, like, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. And it's bigger than just money. It's like, what are you doing to the people? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I can't even. Okay, so recently, I didn't report on this the other day, but I very much intended to. But we get lost in things sometimes, lost in translation. But Mark Curry. So if you don't know who Mark Curry is, he did a show back in the day called Hanging with Mr. Cooper. He happened to be at a Colorado Springs hotel. Hold on, I want to make sure I get this because I'm hoarse. A Colorado Springs hotel. And he accused one of the employees for racially profiling him. So let's listen to this. Employees at a Colorado Springs hotel who Mark Curry accused of racially profiling him last week have been suspended. It has been revealed, as previously reported, that the comedian shared the incident with his followers on IG, as he recorded himself drinking a cup of coffee before he was approached by two staff members One of the employees at the mining exchange asked whether he was a guest at the hotel, while the other accused Mark of trying to pull the race card. After the 61-year-old shared the 26 minutes of what he endured on social media, the hotel was quick to issue an apology, saying that they would compensate Mark with a free stay in the future, and promised to have the staff undergo another training session to avoid such an incident from ever happening again. It should not have ever happened in the first place. See, when Black people walk into an establishment, you have to stop assuming that Black people are a threat. Um, like if we talk too loud, or it's getting ridiculous now, y'all. Like, we are civilized people, and it's a damn shame that y'all don't get it. Like, y'all don't understand it. I'm wired. Shit like this has me wired. It has me in my feelings about what's happening. Like, really? We can't even walk in the street without you assuming that we're here to break the law. And with that being said, I have something I want to play for you guys. Hold on. Let me make sure my Bluetooth is on real quick. Because this is another, what I'm about to play for you is another account of situations like that happening. And I'm going to tell you, I'm in my feelings. I'm going to tell you, I'm really in my feelings. But listen to this, and then I'm going to get to Michelle in a second. Listen to this story really quick. Hold on. We ain't there yet. Let me make sure everything's connected. But this is another account of one of those situations where you assume because I'm Black that you have something that I want that I can't get myself. That because I'm Black, I'm not out here working hard to try to get mine. But listen.
From him because he is Black. This, even though UPS's CEO during the Black Lives Matter protests said that the company is committed to eradicating racial injustice. He didn't only experience racism on his delivery routes. There was racism in the workforce as well. One coworker asked to be taken off trips with Ray. She started crying, and he asked her why, and she said that she couldn't work with him anymore because of his race. He reported it to UPS, and instead of doing anything about it to her, UPS complied with her request. For speaking up about these issues, Ray has lost a large part of his pension and his health care after 33 years of delivering packages for the company. He filed a lawsuit against UPS, and UPS only offered him $5,000 to settle. Now we're trying to help Ray tell his story. Please share this story and help get justice for Ray. UPS driver Ray Logan was fired from UPS for asking to change off of a route where he was threatened with racial slurs and where customers refused to accept packages from him because he is Black. This, even though UPS's CEO during the Black Lives Matter protests said that the company is committed to eradicating racial injustice. He didn't only experience racism on his delivery route.
So I'm going to turn that down and come back on the mic real quick. So here's the thing. We have had to, as a people, and again, forgive me, I'm hoarse. I'm a horse. I'm losing my voice. But it's good tomorrow. I'm off, so I won't only have to use it that much. And I'm gonna medicate myself after this. But it's come to a point where, like, we should already be past that point. That's first. Let's just deal with that. But with all of the chaos and bull crap going on, and everybody's upset about what happens, and we'll get to that Black Lives Matter situation in a minute. It's come to a point that my people, and it's messed up because I'm all kinds of people, and I could pull that up for you, but I'm all kinds of people, right? But I'm majority Black, and I am African American in this country. It's come to my attention that we still are fighting, no matter how much we come up in the ranks, what we think we come up in the ranks, that we still have to prove ourselves every freaking day. We'll always have to work 10 times harder than everybody else. That's unfortunate. When walking on the street, we have to worry about people feeling threatened by us, even though we're not paying them any freaking mind. We could give two, and I'm not gonna be monetized, so I don't care. We could give two shits about what you have going on in your lives because we have our own issues and we're dealing with our own things. But it's come to my attention that y'all won't let go of this Black people stereotype. Like, we just always gonna have to live by that. If you see us walking down the street, it's a Black man and a white woman. The white woman is still gonna clutch her purse. You don't have anything that I can't get. This is the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. We work very hard out here as a people, and all of us aren't bad. All of us aren't criminals. All of us aren't out here trying to destroy what you got. Like, it's crazy, and it's I'm going to breathe because let me drink some tea real quick because what is it that you have that we can't have? That goes back to that situation in NYC where the young lady claimed that the young Black boy had her iPhone like he couldn't get one himself. Never mind, his father was a renowned musician, and he probably had more money than her. But it's this image because the color of our skin, we are a certain kind of people or we move a certain kind of way. It's wrong. What if I judged somebody else based upon the color of their skin? What if I just said, and I would never say this because I don't believe this, but what if I said, because the color of your skin, you live in the backwoods, you're a redneck. What if I said, because the color of your skin, or because of your religious beliefs, that you live a certain kind of life and you stink? Let's just use that one as a case in point. Stop judging people before you know who the fuck they are. It's retarded. It's dumb. It's real stupid. I know people with mental disabilities that are way smarter than you idiots. Like, it's dumb. Like, come on, man. Come on. So I wanted to get to this Michelle thing, and then I'm gonna talk about the question of tonight. But I wanted you to hear this because this is very important to the growth of our culture and who we are as a people. Listen to this. This is Michelle Obama talking about why she did not wear her hair a certain kind of way. Let's not. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. What's happening? Oh.
Right. Now who cares?
Yeah, now.
But why did you not? So,
Well, because it was one of those things like I remember the second term when I cut bangs. That was every story. I mean, I couldn't even, I'm talking about nutrition and the article leads with what are bangs.
yeah.
You know, so you realize, all right, it's a trade-off.
Distraction.
Do I want, while I understand it, do I want that distraction? And when do I want the distraction? It's a strategic move. And, you know, and also to be honest, it's like we were the first. And I was like, all right, first of all, they got to get used to us.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now I could show up with some braids and now that's all we're talking about. I mean, that's when we did a fist bump with each other, they turned that into a terrorist act, right?
That
It's
was
just like,
insane.
who needs the hassle? Let me just straighten my hair and get help.
Did you resent that at all? Was there any resentment in that?
Was your hair damaged?
No, because I had
Solid question. That's a good question.
I wore weaves, extensions. I had protective styles because you get your hair done every day.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
And sometimes twice a day if you're out jumping jacks in the rain.
Right,
I mean,
right.
the things that I did,
Yes.
Wow.
it's like, nope, put some extensions in, or I did all kinds of things. I just kept it. Whatever I mimicked what my hair was. Right.
All right, so I'm gonna come back on mic real quick. It's also said that we as African American women have to change who we are to cater to you. Now, I naturally have straight hair. Anybody in my family will tell you that. Like, I can't. I've been trying to get a fro. I'm going to buy me a wig. But it's also unfortunate that we can't be who we are as a people in general, but let alone she was the freaking first lady, and she couldn't be her authentic self. And by the way, Michelle, oh, boo, I love your braids right now. You rocking them, girl. You look good. But we're not allowed to be our authentic selves because we also always have to cater to who it is that you feel like we should be. We have to cater to other people, to make them feel more comfortable with being around us. That is very unfortunate. Get to know a couple of people with braids, with whatever. You know what I mean? Like, because how they wear their hair, and I hate to be quoting India Ivory because I'm not my fucking hair, but get to know people and stop judging. Stop judging immediately. That's just fucking dumb. Stupid. I'm sorry. It's just stupid. Y'all making me mad in my throat, and I don't have a voice, really. I don't have the real voice that I have. So just stop. It's just dumb. But anyway, let us get into it. And we got people who are watching. Hello. You don't gotta say nothing, but if you want to say hi, say hi. Sorry. Again, I'm dealing with some issues. I got a cough drop in my mouth, by the way, if you hear that. It's because I'm trying to fix my voice so I can do this show. But anyway, so back to the whole real. You notice the title of the show tonight is called "Who Do You Love?" It's not really about I'm asking who do you love personally, because I don't really give a shit. I know who I love, but it's really about understanding a few things. Because in my mind, after watching these, like I've been watching things like, for example, the whole Diddy, the new baby, and the Carisha, and then the other chicks that he was dealing with, and then popping, busting out, whatever. And then it made me think about something that I had said a while ago, many years ago. My daughter was small then, and we weren't living in this house, but about everybody's perception, putting standards on people, and everybody wants everybody to be a certain kind of way, and you have these ideals of what a relationship is supposed to be, right? I remember me coming up, and that's probably why I made the mistake of getting into the situation that I got into, and I stayed because I thought that's what I was supposed to do, right? Because unfortunately, our elders, it's not their fault, but they were taught a certain kind of way about what their relationship is supposed to be, and how it's supposed to be, and how it's supposed to go, and yada, 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 and all that bullshit. But I thought about it, and I sat and I thought about it, and I'm like, first, who taught them, but who taught you? And who told you that like what everybody else's standard is supposed to be your standard? Who you love is who you love, and how y'all love each other is how y'all love each other, right? Unfortunately, people put their standards on each other, and they tell each other, well, this is what I was told, this is what it's supposed to be. So who taught you how to love? Well, the people who were before you, because you didn't have an idea about relationships. You knew how to love. You knew how to love your family because they're your family. You knew how to love your friends because they're your friends, but they didn't really get into the relationship aspect. I was taught, you get a man who does this and he works this job, he got a 9 to 5, because of course they didn't want me with somebody in the streets. And I get it, I understand, because I wouldn't want my daughter in a situation where she's at risk of dealing with somebody in the game, and then it kind of trickles down to her, and then all like the stuff that happens when you deal with people who live that street life. But at the same time, I can't tell her what her love looks like. Now, as long as he's not putting his hands on her or, you know what I mean, things of that nature, because trust me, baby, baby, let me switch over here because I'm a lioness and I love my cubs. So you do that. Oh, be prepared because mama's coming. But I can't tell her what type of relationship to be in, whether that's a polyamorous relationship or what some would consider an open relationship or a monogamous, like these standards that people put on us and they tell us, you need to find you a man that only wants to do this or he only wants to do that. Well, what if that doesn't work for me? And I'm not saying it doesn't because I'm totally I'm in a monogamous relationship. I'm loyal to the core. But what if by chance, just a what if, by chance, that's not what works for the person that you given this, I hate to call it advice because it's more like a demand, but what if that doesn't work for them? What if they want a polyamorous relationship? What if they want to be in a throuple? Like, these are things that you got to consider before you start telling people what they should do and how they should live and all of these things. Because what works for you doesn't necessarily work for the next person. And then the next thing is they'll tell you, well, this person should be 100%. I'm a firm believer that there is no 100%, right? So what I mean by that, let me see how I can phrase this. If you think for 1 second that you're going to get in a relationship with somebody and they're not going to get in, my philosophy is this. If I'm happy with you, and again, forgive my voice, I'm losing my voice right now. I'm trying to make it work, even though I know I'm going through this. But if at 95, I even say 85% of the time, I don't want to I'm gonna say 95%. Then I'm saying 95% because it's really a 95% situation with my life. If 95% of the time I'm happy with a person and I want to be with that person, I definitely expect for the other 5% that I want to kick their ass or I want to cuss them out or whatever it is. Now, I'm not putting my hands on nobody, but you get what I'm saying. There's going to be times where people get on your nerves. And get some tea. Because nobody's perfect. There's no one person in this world that is perfect. So if you find somebody that you're in awe of and happy with 95% of the time, then you have to leave that. This is my philosophy. This is not your philosophy. You live your life how you want to live it. But to be honest, then you have to be able to understand or accept the other 5% of when they're not going to be on, in your good graces. They're not going to be the person you want to necessarily talk to at that moment. Personally, if you watch the show or listen to the show, I've had my significant other on the show. Is it perfect? Absolutely fucking not, because nothing is perfect. You find me a perfect couple, and then I'll shut up. But I'm sorry, y'all. But there is no perfect person, so there could be no perfect couple. So if by chance you find a person that 95% of the time you're happy with them, take that, because you're absolutely not going to find a perfect person out here. Stop putting your standards on people for perfection. And especially when you're not fucking perfect. It's just ridiculous. You're not perfect, so how could you expect them to be perfect? Just a question. So yeah, if you got somebody that 95% of the time makes you fucking happy, then you take that 5% and be like, all right, that's part of the package. 5% of the time, this motherfucker is going to make me want to lay their ass out. 5% of the time, this motherfucker is going to make me want to strangle them, even though you keep your hands to yourself, ladies and gents. keep your hands to yourself. But that 5%, that 5% of the time is the times where we go through our little bullshit arguments or whatever. But 95% of the time, this person makes me happy. That's your one. That's how I view it. That's the person that is for you. Because you could deal with that bullshit ass 5% of the time. That's just how I view it. I gave a philosophy a long time ago when I first started this podcast. My brother was here. And we talked about it. The problem with a lot of motherfuckers is, and I had to learn this myself, this is why I could speak on it. When they first initially get with a person, they straight off the break just give this person 100%. And I'm talking about in the bedroom, you feel me? But you don't know if you're gonna like this person personally, like in real life, like after you done smashed and everything, it was all great and y'all done got past that honeymoon stage on a mental level. You don't know if you still gonna like this person. So why are you giving that person 100%? And you also don't know if that motherfucker crazy or not. I digress. But now you done gave up all of your energy. And when it comes to the sexual aspect of it, that's energy you're giving. I don't know about you, but I'm not willing to give up that much energy. And you got an itch every now and then that wants to be scratched. If you live that life. And so I'm not saying you can't go have your fun, but if you're giving up that 100%, now you don't even like this person and you done gave them 100%, they might like you all the way though. And now you got to deal with getting rid of them. You feel me? It's just things I think about. So let's go back to this Diddy Carisha situation. Academics had to put his 2 cents in it real quick. But my thing is, you don't know what their understanding is. So how do you put your 2 cents into something that is not your situation? If it's not your situation, it has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all to do with you. Stay out of it. It's just that simple. You can't tell me what my situation with me and mine is. You can't tell me that because that's not your place. If we're happy with our circumstances, then we're happy with it. You never know. He might be her 90, he might give her that 95%, and that 5% is him going out there and doing what he do. And yeah, it might drive her crazy, but guess what? And it obviously do, because she told Gang that she's single and he could shoot a shot. But you don't know the circumstances of other people's relationships. So I really, honestly, in my heart of hearts, think that, you mind your business and it is what it is. Nobody can teach you how to love somebody. Nobody can tell you how to love, and nobody can teach you how to love. Love, if you really truly love them, then it comes the way it's supposed to come. It's just what it is. Again, if the motherfucker makes you happy 95% of the time, don't be expecting no one. Don't think that you're going to be able to change that 5%, because there's nobody out here that's perfect. Nobody is going to do shit 100% with perfection. It's going to be things that they do that you just like, you know what? Oh, but if y'all have a chemistry, if the loyalty is there from your standards, not from everybody else's standards, and you see that person in your life and you don't want to deal with it, deal with it and work it out. You know what I mean? But I really just don't understand. I don't. And looking at especially looking at these celebrity relationships, it's like, everybody be like couple goals, but you don't know what they go through. So how can they be couple goals? You see what they want you to see. You don't see exactly what's going on after the cameras are gone, after they alone in the house together, if they live together or whatever. You don't see what's going on behind closed doors, so you can't be like couple goals. What if when them cameras are off, when the paparazzi's gone and the cameras are off of them, they go in the house and one party is giving the other party 10%? How are they your couple goals? I don't have couple goals. If I do have couple goals, they my own. It's what I can deal with and what I can take and what I'm willing to put up with and what I want and what I don't want. It's some things in this life that I'm gonna be honest, they deal breakers for me, and I cannot deal, and I will not deal. There are some things in this life that is just like, okay, I can probably get past that. You just don't know other people's minds and thoughts and how things go for them. So stop with the bullshit. But I thought about that. So back to what I was saying about the question, which is who taught you about relationships? Well, the people that taught you about relationships are the people that you saw, because they're not necessarily coming in. I mean, they'll tell you what you need and how it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to go based upon what it is that they want. But they're not teaching you the foundation. Like, they're not telling you, like, for ladies, for example, I know a lot of ladies have been taught that, oh, you got to get with a man and he gotta have this money and he gotta do this and he gotta do that or whatever. But they never tell you that, all right, he want to be spoiled just like you want to be spoiled, and it's okay to spoil him. And I'm quite sure it's the same for fellas. Like, they tell you got to do this. Most women want this. Most women want that. But they don't tell you that all women aren't the same. You feel me? Because these are the things that are conditioned into our minds. This is how it has to be. This is what it's supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to look like. And you should conform. You should jump on the train and go along with what everybody else says is supposed to be. That's not true. I'm quite sure, fellas, if your fathers are in your life, they told you, get with this kind of chick and be with this kind of woman. And when you get with her, do this and do that. But he didn't tell you that he hasn't been with every woman on this planet. He just basing it upon the women that he's been with, or the women he's heard about another homeboy being with. But he don't know her. He don't know what your potential missus could be or what she could look like. He's just basing it upon his prior experience and what everybody else, has experienced. But what everybody else experiences is not necessarily what's for you. And then you go out here in the world, you meet these broads, and she don't fit the standards of what your father taught you she should fit. Or she don't meet the standards of what your homeboy taught you she should fit, or your uncle, or whoever. Because most men, from my understanding, they get their relationship advice from their elders, and a lot of them are male figures. But they're not telling you that there's an opportunity or there's a situation where, because of all of these things that I'm telling you, that you can miss the one that's for you. You could walk by her because you looking at what I just told you, which is she need to be like this, she need to be like that. Same thing, ladies. I just said it before. When it comes down to what our elders teach us, the elder women, if you have elder women in your family, teach you. You got to get married, and this is the type of person that you should marry. Me personally, I heard that I shouldn't date musicians. I heard that I needed a man, an L7 dude who worked a 9 to 5 every day. Yes, I agree with my man, because I want my man to be a protector. And I want him to be a provider, but provider is a tricky word, because it doesn't always mean that he has to provide all the financial, you feel me? But if he that type of dude, then that's fine too. But I want my man to be a provider. I want my man to be a protector. I want him to check me when I'm wrong. But they'll tell you that, but they'll never tell you that, all right, once you give up that kind of, if you submit to that, there's certain men out here that once you submit in that way, whereas though, you allow him to be this, you give him an inch, he's going to take a fucking mile. But then they also don't tell you that it's good men out here, because they'll tell you the other thing is, I hate to say this. I don't believe this, fellas, but men ain't shit. Men ain't this. And if he ain't like this, then he ain't, how do you know? You don't know. You haven't dated everybody in the world. And if you have, that's sad. But you just really don't fucking know. And so it's unfortunate. And I'm talking about those phone lines open. I ain't even had the phone on. But nobody knows everybody's mindset. Nobody knows everybody's moves. Nobody knows all of the answers. I'm insightful, but and I'm logical, but I don't have all of the answers. I didn't date every man in this world. And yeah, I had some pieces of shit on my roster in my early life. But see how things change, because just because I had them pieces of shit doesn't mean my current situation, I got a piece of shit. I don't feel like I do. I feel like I got a very dope person in my life. But had I had listened to what everybody else told me, then I would be running around. Most men are a piece of shit, and I'm not listening to you about what it is that I need. I'm sorry, it's a gnat flying around in here, but I'm not listening to what you feel like it is that I need. You don't know what I need, and you could never know what I need. And that's that. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that, because and then even with I talked about the Krishan and Blueface situation, and everybody, she need to leave him, he need to leave her. But what if they like that toxic behavior for each other? Obviously they do. Obviously they do, because they ain't left each other yet. You just don't know what the other person needs, somebody else needs. I'd say that. You just don't know. You have no clue. And stop worrying about what other people think about your situation. Now, if it's a situation that's detrimental to your health, yes. If it's when it comes down to your life could be at risk, yes, because the people who would say something generally care about you. But you can't worry about, oh wow, I don't like how he looks. Well, you're not with him. Or I don't like how she looks. But that's not your vibe. That's my vibe. You feel me? Or I don't like how he carry himself. But what if I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything ain't for everybody, yo. And that's real. So I wanted to pull this one up because this is interesting. This lady, hold on, I'm trying to make sure I ain't miss nothing on the other one. This lady goes on a date with a dude, right? And I'm going to play it. I want y'all to listen to what she tells this dude. And I'm going to tell you where she got it all the way messed up. It's multiple levels to where she got the game messed up. Here we go. Let me turn this up.
I'm bring another steak and some potatoes. Okay.
No, don't bring no steak and potatoes. No, bring a check. I'm paying for my meal and your meal. I'm not paying for your kids' meal. No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not paying for their kids' meal. No.
So you don't think you owe me after having me wait an hour and a half?
I told you I owe you. I owe you when I take you out.
Okay,
again.
So you're gonna pay for my kids' food?
No, I'm not doing that.
Can you please go ahead and
I'm not doing that. No. Hold up, beautiful. Hold up. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why you trying to bring two, please?
What's the name, Kiera? Why should I do that, Kiera?
Because you sitting right here on the desk.
I was late to the date.
You bring 2 orders.
But I'm saying, why would I get her kids food? Why would I get her kids some food? They with their daddy.
She was right here for all this today.
I'm not paying for all that. No, I'm not paying for all that.
All right, I'm back. I had to pull my. Now, if you don't know what the situation was, as a woman, she goes on a date with a man. He was late for the date. So he tells her, I owe you. She then proceeds to tell this man that he's going to pay for her. I mean, not only, she didn't tell him. He told her he was going to pay for her meal. But then she proceeds to tell this man that he's going to pay for her kids too. I'm a woman, so I feel like I have every right to speak on this. Ladies, he's not obligated to do for your kids, especially if y'all just started dating. And then the audacity of you to think that you're going to bully him into buying your kids some food. And then the waitress, she was all the way out of pocket. Like, girl, you definitely don't want to tip. You might want to get fired. But the audacity that you feel like you're going to bully that man into paying for your kids' food when y'all on a date, it's crazy. It's preposterous to me. To me, you want your kids to have dinner, then, order their food and pay for it yourself. Let him pay. He said he was going to pay for himself and you. Let him pay for y'all. And then order the daggone meals on the side. And then I'm just taking these home to my kids because they got to eat. Now, if he volunteers at that point, like, you know what, boo, I got it. Don't worry about it. I was late for the date. And I'm going to look out for your kids. You can't make somebody look out for your kids. Now, would I want to date somebody who, because the whole thing about dating is you're dating to see if you might have, if it's potential for a future. So do I want a man that's going to be good to my kid? Absolutely. That's why I chose the person I chose. He's absolutely marvelous to my kid. Would I demand that he buy her something to eat? No, I never have. I never would. And we've been on plenty of dates, and we've been on non-dates where we was just out, and he's like, yo, I'm out to get her something to eat. I'm getting my kids something to eat. I'm getting her something to eat too, because she part of my clan. But would I ever demand a man? I'm sorry, I told y'all my voice is all the way. I'm struggling through this podcast tonight, but thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. But would I ever demand that a man buys my kids food? You out of pocket, sis. And then the fact that you are determined, like you real bold with it. Oh, yes, you are. Who are you to tell that man what he's going to do with his pockets? Don't be checking my pockets, boo. Check your own. You want your kids to eat that bad, then you'll buy them the food. Like, what do you mean? I felt like that was a violation in every word of the sense. And I had to talk about that tonight because I'm like, whoa, sis. He taking you on a date and you going to demand. You can't demand a grown-ass man to do anything. Y'all got to stop thinking y'all can bully these dudes into doing what you want them to do. You can't bully anybody, but let alone a dude that you want to date with. Now, he don't want to ever take you back on a date again. I wouldn't if I was him. Absolutely not. We're not going on any more dates. As a matter of fact, now that you're trying to bully me because I'm just that petty, you're going to pay for your own meal. Because who are you to tell me what I'm about to do with my hard-earned income? Who are you? But yeah, I had to talk about that. Now I got to show some love because I'm going to have to get off of here really, really soon. My throat, my voice. It's not even my throat. It's really my voice. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to do this real quick. I just probably need to take a break. But I'm going to show love to my peoples because they are my peoples. And I love them very much. And some new people done added to the family, so I got to show them love too. But I got to go for my top 6 first because they my top 6. So the United States, I love you. France, I love you. I'm not even going into my spiel that I usually go into because my voice. But France, I love you. India, I love you. Germany, I love you. So United States, France, Germany, India. Oh, hold on, let me just look. I'm sitting here trying to freestyle it. So it's France, Germany, India. I already said them. The United States, I said them. Oh, the UK, I love you. And my peoples over in Belgium, I love you and I adore you. Thank you for tuning in this podcast. Now, that doesn't mean I love any of you any less. That's just the people who download the podcast the most. And I love them. I do. I appreciate them. But I love you guys too. So let me get into it. Brazil, Netherlands, Singapore, South Africa, Spain, Philippines, Australia, Japan, Mexico, Ireland, Nepal, Mauritius, Israel, Canada, Hong Kong, Russia. I'm not done. Russia. I don't know how that happened, but welcome and thank you for being here. Yeah, for sure. Who else? We got more people on this list. Hold on. Gotta give my people love. Nah, it ain't even on here the right way, but let's do this the right way so I can make sure everybody's covered because I appreciate you all. I do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for downloading this podcast. Hold on. Let me get it right. All right, so Switzerland. Hi, honeys. Love you. I appreciate you. I do. Who else we got on this list? Turkey. Hi, darlings. I love you and I appreciate you. Austria. Hi, darlings. I love you and I appreciate you. That's Austria, not Australia. Although I got mad love for Australia too because they show love. Kenya. Big love to you. I love you. Pakistan. Big love to you. I appreciate you too. New to the list. Romania. I love you, darlings. I appreciate you. Gotta go to the other list. China. Hi, China. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry for my hoarse, ugly voice right now. Poland. Big love to you. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Tanzania. I love you. I do. Tunisia. I love you. Venezuela. I love you. I do, darlings. And on this list, Nigeria. I love you and I thank you guys for tuning in. Man, the list is getting longer. Do I got time? Do I have time? No, I don't have time. I was going to try to drop a few cities, but I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you for tuning into this podcast, the newcomers, the day ones, the ones that actually come back and listen to the podcast on repeat. I love you so much. There are some changes coming, but I trust this is gonna be for the best. It's gonna work itself out. Oh man, I love you guys. Let me do this really quick. I'll be right back. Because I got some things to say. Give me 1 second.
It is me, your girl Labora Lee, and today is a new day. Today is the day that you begin your podcasting journey. Today is the day that you will begin to be heard. How do you ask? Sign up for Red Circle. I'm telling you, I've been at this podcasting game for 2 years now, and joining Red Circle was one of the best decisions that I ever made. Sign up today for free. How? Just hit the link. You'll thank me later.
I wanted you guys to know that, with my ugly voice and all of that, what I'm going through, I push through because I'm very dedicated to coming and talking to you guys about, life shit. On Media Mondays, we talk about what's going on, trending topics and all of that stuff. And on Fire Fridays, we bless and play music from up and coming artists and all of that good stuff. But no matter what, I'm going to try my best. Unless I'm really, really sick, I'm going to try my best to be here. My daughter wanted me to end the podcast at 30 minutes, but I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. And I couldn't do it, obviously, because we are well beyond the 30 minutes. Actually, we had like almost an hour now. So, it is what it is. Please, please forgive my voice, though. I'm here, though, but please forgive the voice. First things first, if you would like to come on this podcast, if you would like to be a guest, if you're looking for advertisements, the prices are fair. If you have any suggestions, hit us up, ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com, ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. You already know whenever we do the show, the phone lines are open. You can text, you can comment, you can even ask me to drop a link, and I will, as long as you are on your best behavior, because some people just don't know how to act sometimes, and I don't have time for it, and I will lay that ass out. If I play a video on this podcast, please know that I have full permission, written in some visual consent. I don't play videos that I'm not allowed to play. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. You know, every like, every share, and every subscription is definitely appreciated. And that's the free way to support this podcast. That's the way that you support without, monetary supplement. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslythepodcast. Excuse me, www.ambitiouslyentertainment.com. www.ambitiouslyentertainment.com. You can also check out the boutique as well. And depending on how you're watching, it's in the Linktree link above or below. I think the actual link is there as well, for both getting to the boutique and just the website in general. But once you get on the website, it is self-explanatory. It'll take you where you need to go. If you would like to donate to the show, $, capital LURLUCIDITY, capital LURLUCIDITY, Lord Lucidity. That's what the Cash App joint is. You could drop a donation there. And please remember, we are on all streaming sites. I mean, every single one. So if you didn't get to catch all of the show, you want to get a playback, or you want to go back and listen to past shows, you can go there, or you can go on YouTube. Our YouTube page is Ambitiously the Podcast, The Black Experience. On Facebook, it's Ambitiously the Podcast, and I believe it's The Black Experience over there. But we appreciate those that do support and those that do show love. It's greatly, y'all have no clue how much love I got for y'all, and I thank you so much. What time is it? I'm going to say the things I have to say because now I'm really running out of voice. I really am, and I'm winging it. First, mind your fucking business. Except for media Mondays, come here. I'll tell you other people's business. But as far as these streets are concerned, mind your business, because it's a dangerous world out there. It's too dangerous for you to be nosy. All right, so come here, and I'll tell you other people's business. It's safer that way. Love your babies, hug your babies, support your babies, tell them they're great, tell them they are the GOAT. If they want to work for NASCAR, tell them to be the best pit boss, NASCAR driver, or whatever else they do over there at NASCAR. If it's NASA, tell them to be the best astronaut, engineer, or even janitor that they could be. But whatever it is that they are going to be, encourage them to be the best at it and give them lots of love because they need it. And this world is crazy right now, and Lord knows they need it. And last but not least, stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your lane, y'all. Everybody's lane is not your lane. You jump in my lane, you definitely getting this. For sure, you getting that. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want her. She's not a nice person. She could be quite vengeful. You want this person. She's cute and cuddly and all that stuff. Or at least this one. Yeah. When I'm purring, I'm happy. I mean, it's a good vibe. But stay in your lane, because usually what happens when you jump into other people's lanes, a collision happens. And who the fuck needs that? Nobody. Nobody needs a collision. So stay in your lane. That's it. And with that being said, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. I appreciate you so much. Come back Fire Friday. Hopefully I'll have my voice back by then. And stay safe and live in love and be great. Good night.